Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Priyapandey, and in today's video we are going to talk about my poor sense of rhythm. So the point is, I have been learning music, but even though I am quite better at singing on pitch now, but my sense of beat and rhythm is absolutely zero. So I cannot bring myself to sing a song on beat or rhythm. So that's the issue. So today I'm going to learn how to improve my sense of rhythm. So let's start the video.
Rhythm is such an important part of music, right? Students often tell me, "Ma'am, I'm able to sing tunes really well. I have a very good voice,
Exactly.
but I keep losing the beat." Now, this question especially comes from people who usually sing a lot with karaoke or do live shows with other instruments and all of that. So, in such cases, it becomes very important to have a strong sense of rhythm. Rhythm is basically something that keeps repeating itself in cycles. The best example of rhythm is a clock. If you see the clock's hand, it moves from 1 to 12 and then again it starts moving from 1. It keeps repeating in cycles, right? Same thing happens in music. If you have an 8-beat cycle, then it would go from 1 to 8 and then again keep going from 1 to 8. So the first thing you should know about rhythm is that it is a repeating cycle. Now the good news is all of us have some natural sense of rhythm. Let's take an example by listening to a song. Now when you listen to this song, after a point you will automatically start moving. Some of you might nod, some of you might do this, some might tap your feet or clap. Now why are we clapping in this particular rhythm? Why are we not randomly clapping like this? Why are we specifically clapping on these points? Now the reason why we were able to feel those particular points is because each of those points was the starting beat of a new cycle. So it was beat number 1. Now beat number 1 is very important because no matter what is happening inside the cycle, whether it is a 4-beat cycle or a 6-beat cycle or an 8-beat, still the first step is always to recognize where does number 1 fall, right? It is as important as 12 midnight, which separates one day from the other. Okay, so in classical music, we have a name for this beat number 1. It is called samam in Carnatic and sam in Hindustani. So your first step towards improving your rhythm sense is to start feeling the samam whenever you listen to a song. Now when we are listening to the song, it is fairly natural to feel the samam. But the problem happens when we start singing and simultaneously trying to feel the samam.
Yes,
Here
exactly.
what happens is the lyrics of the song tend to confuse us. Every song has a different split of lyrics, right?
So what actually happens with me is like I can identify the beat while I'm not singing a song, but when I'm starting to sing a song, I forget the beat. So either I maintain the beat or I maintain the pitch. I cannot bring myself to maintain both of them together. So either I'm like singing on pitch, good, but my beat and rhythm are like trash, or I'm maintaining my beat and rhythm, but then my pitch has gone somewhere else and who knows what I'm singing anymore. So yeah, that's what happens with me.
But the rhythm should go on continuously in a uniform way, no matter what is happening with the lyrics.
Exactly.
But sometimes what we subconsciously tend to do is we try to adjust our beat according to the lyrics, which is where the mistake occurs. So firstly, you should realize that it is not necessary for a song to start on the samam. Samam is just the start of the cycle, not necessarily the start of the song. Secondly, even the other words of the song, it is not necessary that the first syllable of the word will always coincide with the samam. Sometimes it might coincide, like dil se re. Okay, so the first word was on samam. But sometimes it might not, like tere bina besuadi ratiya. Okay, so here you can see the starting itself was in between two samams. And even after that, the first syllable of some words is not on the samam, right? So when you are practicing rhythm, do not look at it as words. Try to look at it as syllables and try to understand which syllable is falling on the summum and which syllable is in between.
Okay, so the summary of this is that a beat is like a cycle. So it can be a cycle of like 1 to 4, like 4 beat cycle or 8 beat cycle or 6, 7, whatever beat cycle it is. And the first bit is called summum or sum. But it is not necessary that a song needs to start from the first beat of the cycle. It can start from anywhere, and we don't really need to take words of a song together. So we have to break down the song into like syllables and see which syllables, sorry. So we have to break down the syllables and see which syllable is like falling in which part, and then in that way I guess we can sing on beat. Great. So yeah, I understood the theory, but it is still going to be hard for me to practice it practically. So I'm going to search, do a little bit of more research and see if I find some exercises or something that I can do on, like, so that I can practice this. So this was the theory which I did get. I do understand what she was trying to say, but how to implement it, it's hard to implement. So let's see if I can find anything which is like in easy way I can do some practice and incorporate this and actually sing on beat, on rhythm, and I'll be making another video on it. So for now, that's it for the video. Bye.